So, welcome to the COVID workout. I'm just going to try to take you through some weight bearing exercises that you could do at home. If you've got some equipment, you'll see I'm pretty much just in a very small space. I've got a couple of hand weights over here, heavy, well, not heavy like we get in the gym, but a couple of different weights. I also have a band that I've got at home. So if you haven't purchased one, it might be something worth getting during this time. Simply because it gives you some options to either follow along with this video a little bit or find something online. There's plenty of options online that you can kind of look through. So I will kind of just move you through the workout, and feel free to do what you'd like to do. If there's exercises that don't work for you, then you can just kind of fast forward and skip over them. I'll do a little bit of a warm-up just so like we're in a regular class, and you can kind of go along how you'd like. So I'm going to put a little music on in the background that just helps me stay motivated. So let's just start. We'll march it out. You're going to pull your shoulders back and down. Let's take that nice big inhale. And exhale, add some wrist rolls on the way down. We'll go in the other direction. Let's take another nice big breath. And exhale. How about you roll those shoulders right up into your ears, back and around. Hold them in the floor. Now reverse. And now just squeeze them up and down. Up and down. Inhale and exhale. How about we move forward and back, forward and back, forward, back. Taking a nice big breath. And exhale. All right, let's work through some of that lower body here. How about we go into alternating heels? Start with your right foot on my count. Here's 4, 3, 2, go to those heels. Let's add that bicep. I know you can't see my feet. I'm pulling up my big toe. How about we swing out those arms so we open up? And take your feet wide, point your toes. 4, 3, 2, how about 1? All right, pull your shoulders up and down. Let's add a little bit of an elbow, so you take those shoulders circling up into your ears, back and around. How about now at the elbow? Let's go ahead, take a nice big arm circle, really open your chest. You can let your feet settle. All right, let's take this right arm around. You're going to turn and face the wall. Drop your arm. Let's roll through your ankles here, okay? So you're going to come up on that back toe, pull up the front toe. Okay, rolling through. You know this one. Reach, pull, reach, pull, reach. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale for 4, 3, 2, settle right on into that back thigh. You're going to pull that front toe up. And let's put both hands onto the bent knee, turn towards the camera. If you'd like, extend that right arm up. If you want to take a peek, go ahead and look up. And now pull that shoulder back. Let's go back, face your thigh, then face the floor. We're going to drop that front toe, bend your front knee, both hands, come and round up, shoulders pull back. Let's slide your back foot further behind you, pull up the heel. Make sure that front knee's right over that front heel. Shoulders pull back. And now, let's go ahead and take this back knee and just scoop it under. I'm going to drop down and up, down and up, down and up. We'll just hold it down for a second. And then let's just take a nice big inhale, reach up. And exhale, you straighten those legs up, drop your arms. We're going to put it all the way around the other direction. Dropping your arms. Let's roll through those ankles again, all right? So here we go. We go up and down. Pulling up the back heel, pulling up the front toe. For 4, swing. For 2. For 1, we're going to sit right into that back thigh. Front toe is up. Pull your tailbone up. Now turn towards your bent knee, both hands on that bent thigh. You can extend the top arm to reach to your ceiling. If you feel comfortable enough, look up towards the ceiling and then pull that shoulder blade back. All right, let's drop the arm to your thigh, pivot down to the floor. Drop your front toe, bend your front knee. You're going to tuck under and round up. As you pull your shoulders back, push that back foot further behind you. You're going to start to sink your hips, but let's take this back knee, tuck it under. So you can see I pull my belly button in, pushing the back knee forward. Hands on your hips, we'll just drop down and up and down and up, down. Let's hold it down for a second. Reach on up as you take a big breath. And exhale. We'll turn center and step your feet together. I'm going to turn that down just a tad. Now we're going to be starting with lower body work, working through squats. You all know this. Now you have an option. You can just do this with body weight only, or you can add weights. So you're going to notice I'm going to actually double up my weights because I don't have a lot of heavy weights available. So I'm using whatever I've got. And if you don't have weights, you can use, get yourself a gallon of milk. When you finish it, fill it with water. And that can be one of your weights. You can fill it halfway with water. And then you can hold one in each hand. All right, you can also use cans of soup. That'll work fine. Whatever you've got will really work. So remember our form here. And again, I realized, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to push my table that I'm going to use and lay it out of the way here. We're going to set our toes forward. All right, you're a little wider than hip width apart. Shoulders are going to pull back and down. Now remember, you face forward. I'm going to face sideways. I want your chin up. And you're going to slide the weights right down the side of the body as you poke your butt back. Don't forget, can you pull your toes up? Is your chest lifted? And we press up out of the heels. So we drop down, 2, up, 2, down, 2, up, 2, down, 2, up. So you're going to let those arms just slide right along your thighs. Remember, your goal here, keep your chest up, chin up. All right, just keep looking at me. Down, 2, we exhale. And your check is always to see if you can pull the balls of the feet up as you lower down and push up out of the heels. Now, if you have that jug of milk, you can choose to just use one heavy thing. You can hold it right in at your chest like a goblet and push up. Or again, just down by the sides, or with no weights at all. You might choose just to do this with body weight. Keep the weight back in the heels, keep your chest lifted. We're going to do 2 more on this slower count. 1 more. Now they're going to get a little quicker. We'll do 8 quicker ones. You ready? 8. Come up. 7. Exhale. 6. Exhale. Breathe. Got 4 more. Here's 3. You can take a break, remember, anytime you want, just like in class. And break. Alrighty, so this next one we've done before. It's called a deadlift. You're going to move your hands to the front. The key with this one, I'll turn sideways, is we're trying to use our bum and our thighs to lift this up. So, watch one from the side. My chin stays up. I poke my butt back. Slide my hands down my thighs. Once they get as low as I feel comfortable, I'm going to squeeze and push those hips forward. So the rear goes back, squeeze, push forward. Down, 2, 3, push forward. And again, as you work through, this is even more important than with a squat. Chin up, eyes up. All right? Notice that I'm not squatting. My legs stay fairly straight here. And then I squeeze and push my hips forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now you might find you shorten this up. Maybe your hands just go to your knees as you poke your bum back. You might be able to drop below the knees, or those of you that find more flexibility and more through the back of your legs, you might even be able to drop lower. But remember, chin stays up the whole time. I'm not bending my knees and lowering into a squat. I'm poking my tailbone back and then squeezing, clenching my bum to bring those hips shooting forward. 2, 3, exhale. Weight still back in your hips. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Down, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. All right, we'll just do a few more of these. These are your last 2. Exhale. And lucky you, we're staying with lower body. So we're going to work one leg at a time here. We're going to do a set lunge. This is very similar to what we do in class when we face the chair sideways. So we're trying to work each leg separately. And again, try turning that down even more. Hold on. Hopefully that's not just enough for background music. So I'll show you what you should look like if you're facing forward. How about we work our left leg first? Right leg, it doesn't matter because you can do whichever you want. As I step forward here and poke that front foot way out in front, I have to pull that back heel up. So we've worked a lot on this in class. The goal here, and I'm going to back off that screen, is that when I lower down towards the floor, my front knee stays over my front heel. So notice how forward leaning from my hips to my shoulders. It's like I'm grabbing something off the floor, pushing up out of the front leg. So it's down, 2, exhale up. I'm going to keep my chin up, and I'm just balancing on that back foot. Okay? Once you've got all that weight in that front leg, you're good to go. You're just pushing right up out of that front heel. I'm lowering my hips and pressing up. If you've shifted your weight to your back leg, you've lost it here. All right, that back heel stays off the ground. Back heel is just there for balance. Down, 2, 3, 4. So level 1, you might just shorten this up a little. Okay, might just be lowering the hips a tad. Level 2, your hips go lower, so the weights will go lower. And level 3, you're lowering your hips all the way parallel to that front knee. Ready? Exhale. Don't pull with the arms, just let the weights hang. All right, we about have enough on this leg, haven't we? How about 2? One more. Exhale, pull that back foot in. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing with the other leg. So again, start by stepping that other foot out in front. As you step the back foot behind you, look at your front knee. It should be right behind the heel. Now, you're going to step a little further back. You're just going to pull that back heel up. All right, I want my weight forward. I'm going to go ahead, lean slightly forward. And again, it's like you're lowering down right here to pick something up off the ground. Press up out of the front leg. Keep your back straight. Down, 2, 3, 4, exhale, push. Down, 2, 3, 4, exhale, push. Down, 2, 3, 4, push. So as I work through this, really at any point, right here, I could kind of pick that back foot up. I don't have any weight on that back leg. All right? Working just this front thigh and bum. Exhale, push. Down, 2, 3, 4, push. So check yourself. Lean forward from your hips to your shoulders. So each time I drop down, right here, my thigh hits lower part of my rib cage, lower part of my belly. All right, breathe through. 8, down. Exhale, 7, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2. You're almost there. Stay with me if you can. If you need your break, take it now. Breathe through. We got 3 more. There's 3, 4, 2, and 1. All right, nice job. So let's put your weights down for a second. Grab some water if you've got it. I always have a nice tall glass. whenever I do any kind of exercise at home. Make sure you keep hydrating through this. Nice thing with a video is you can pause it, go use the restroom, grab water, come on back. So we're going to now go upper body. And while we're still standing, we're going to use our back muscles. Now, just a quick reminder, if I turn sideways, all right, and I think about squeezing that tennis ball that should be in the middle of my back here, you'll notice how my shoulders roll forward when I relax. Now I squeeze and pull the shoulder blades together and back. You can see them move back. My arms aren't pulling. Again, it's my shoulders retracting. So now if I add weight to that, you can see I can't just stand tall, because then all I'm doing is moving the weight in my hands from front to back. And I need to work against gravity. So if I set myself with my butt back, it's called a hip hinge. All right, remember we're not slumped. Pull the shoulders back and down. Now my chest is facing the floor. So when my arms hang down from my shoulders, they want to go to the floor. We know this. So now watch what happens as I retract my shoulders to try to pull those shoulder blades together. You'll see the weights move from the floor, gravity, to the ceiling, which means these muscles are holding the weight up. So let's go ahead, grab the heaviest hand weight you've got. And again, if you've only got a medium and a light set, which is what I've got at home, I choose to double these up. Now you have an option for how you're going to set your lower body, depending on how confident you feel with your form. If you're not so confident, it's good to set into sort of a split lunge here with one leg forward and one back, because then as you go into your forward lean, shoulder blades back and down, all right, your belly needs to suck in here. We want to keep that lower back protected. You can also set, which is how I'm more comfortable, with my feet parallel. Notice I poke my butt back, soften my knees, but I don't round out. Pull the corner of your very tip of your shoulder blade back into your hips. All right, so now your arms should just be hanging straight down from your shoulders. And we're going to exhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Squeeze, squeeze, release, release. Exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. So I'm looking out the window here as I work. All right, make sure that you keep your shoulders out of your ears. Don't hunch up. Make sure you keep that tailbone poked back here. Whether you're in the split lunge, okay, or feet parallel, you want the weights as they lower to go towards the floor. And then as you squeeze those shoulder blades together here, your elbows should drive towards the ceiling. All right, so let's just do the right side here. Squeeze, wrap, down, release. Now left side, squeeze, wrap the elbow back. Again on the right. So you see how I stay square? My shoulders are square to the floor. I'm not turning my whole upper body. Let's do both here. Roll, pull, release, release. So first I squeeze the shoulder blades together, then I try to touch my elbows together. Let's just do the right. Wrap, down, release, squeeze, wrap, down, release. Again on the right. Now you can always choose to do this seated as well, but the key is to keep those shoulders forward from the hips. Now let's do both. Squeeze, squeeze, release, release. Or you're in your split lunge stance, doesn't matter. Again on the right. Squeeze, wrap. So if I start to stand this up, it's going to get a heck of a lot easier because I'm not working against gravity as much, right? So the more I keep that forward lean, the harder it works. Here we go for both. Squeeze, wrap, down, release. Notice we're a little quicker on the way up, controlling that release. Now on the right, wrap, now release, left. So this is our last set on the slow. Again on the right, again on the left. We're going to finish these out with 8 quick ones. You ready? Here we go. Squeeze, release, 7, release, 6, 5, relax your hands, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, stand it up. Okay, so for this next one, we're gonna still be working back, but we'll also be working chest, and then we'll move to chest. So, you have an option here. You can do this flat on the floor. I do this on a coffee table. You can do it on your bed. You could do it on a bench if you have one. I'll show you what I mean. Here's my setup. High tech here. Move the band off. And I want space ideally so that when I lie down, if I take my weights behind my head, if I so choose to take them further back there, I have room to go without bonking into the floor. Now, depending on what you have available, that might be where you're kind of stuck. So this first one we're going to do is actually for what are called your lats, those big long ones that when you see bodybuilders do this and they get these muscles that pop out. That's what we focus on. This isn't what we do a lot in class simply because the form can be a little difficult and you really ideally want to be lying flat. And we don't have that option because I don't put you to the floor in class, but I'm on a table here. So I just want to quickly show you the difference. You know when we work the back of the upper arm, we take a bent arm and we straighten it, okay? I'm telling you that because the exercise we're going to do now is not for the back of the arms. So when I start to lower the weight behind my head, I do not want to bend my elbows. Once the elbows are set, as I lower back, these muscles here are going to pull the weight back up. So you'll notice my elbows stay in the same position. What I'm using is the very top of my chest and then these big long muscles on the side to exhale and pull the heavy weight back up. So, gonna have to keep in mind, see if you can still see this. I'm gonna still use my doubled weights. I wanna use the heaviest weight I've got for this. All right, I gotta have you had so you can see my head. All right. Now, I like to put my heels up so it just helps protect my lower back. So you lie flat, knees bent, and I'm going to start with the weights right at my chest. As I exhale, press these overhead. Oops, I'm going to switch and put my heavier weights underneath, so give me a second here. I'm trying to get a lot of weight mushed together in my hands, which isn't always an easy thing, but those big back muscles are strong, so we really do want to try to challenge those with heavier weights if we can. So this is called a lat pullover, and it's because those long muscles are called your lats. We're going to exhale, press straight up from our chest. All right, now you're right above your chest, your elbows are stacked over your shoulders. I want you to slightly bend your elbows. That's going to put the weights a little behind you. I'm going to keep my elbow flexion right where it is. All right, and now I'm going to lower the weights back, 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 back. Exhale, pull them back to the start. You can also choose to lift your heels if you'd like. I like that, just it feels comfortable to me. So I'm going to lower back, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, pull through. Down, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, pull. Check your elbows. Make sure you're not lowering them back a little here and then bending the elbows. Your elbows do not bend. They're softly bent. That's where they stay throughout the exercise. Down, 2, 3, right here. Big exhale, pull up. Down, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, pull. Down, 2, 3, 4. Pull. Down, 2, 3, 4. Pull. Now you want to avoid overarching your lower back. As the weight's lower behind your head, you're going to feel you have to pull that belly button in. Exhale to keep that lower back arch as it should be. Exhale. So it's the normal curve in the lower back. Exhale, pull. We're going to do 4 more. Ready? Big exhale, pull through for 4. Down, 2, 3, 4. Pull through for 3. Down, 3, 4. Pull through 2. 1 more. 2, 3, 4. And up. Now you're directly above your chest. I want you to go ahead, bend your elbows 90 degrees. If you're on the floor here, you're fine. Your upper arm will be leaning right against the floor. And if you look down from your shoulder to your elbow's just a little bit below your shoulder. Check that your wrist isn't flipped back. You want your wrist nice and straight and the weights are sitting right in the heel of your hand. We do this one in class. It's a chest press. I'm going to exhale, take these 90-degree bent arms, extend them, the weights come together above my chest, down, 2, 3, 4, exhale, push, down, 2, 3, 4, squeeze. Now remember what I tell you, when we squeeze right here, pull your shoulders towards your chin. Each time you want to think cleavage. You're trying to pull the shoulders towards the chin, squeeze. You really want to be using these chest muscles to pull these weights together. 2, 3, 4, squeeze. Down, 2, 3, 4, exhale, squeeze. Down, 2, 3, 4, squeeze. Down, 2, 3, 4, squeeze. Down, 2, 3, 4, squeeze. One more on the slow count. All right, let's make these a little quicker to finish this exercise out. You ready? Exhale, 8, 7, 6. Don't forget that 90-degree bend. Bend, straighten. 4, bend, straighten, bend, straighten. One more. There you go. Bring those weights down towards your chest. Now, if you have a lighter set of weights or soup cans, that's what you want to go with here. We're going to still work chest muscles, but we're going to actually work a fly. And we've done this one in class as well. So this is the one where it looks like you're trying to hug a giant beach ball. And I'm going to go with my, not doubled up weights, but the slightly heavier set. So same positioning, you can be lying on the floor with your knees bent. And remember, you want that normal curve in your back throughout. So if you start to find that you're really arching upwards, you want to suck your belly button in. You don't have to flatten your back to the floor, but you do want to have it controlled by sucking in the belly button. Grab hold of your weights. We're going to exhale, press them right up above your chest. There we go. Not above your face, above your chest. And now remember, pretend you're hugging a giant beach ball. So your elbows will soften and your hands will come apart about 5 to 6 inches. Now again, I like to just lift my knees. This is just a comfortable position for me. Adds a little bit of extra balance work and ab work, so I like my heels up, but you don't have to do that. I might actually drop them once we get going. So I'm going to keep this arm bed. This will feel hard, and I'm going to take the weights as wide out as I can. So they're going to go out until my elbows, upper arm, hits the table. Now I squeeze, bring them back, but not all the way together. So out, 2, 3, 4, pull them together. So if you're lying on the floor, once the upper arms hit the floor, you've gone as far out as you can go, obviously. You're going to squeeze, bring the weights back above your chest. 3, 4, exhale, squeeze. Check yourself as you're working along here that the weights don't start to migrate and come together up above your chin or your face. They stay right above the chest. And we're still focusing here. Ready? Exhale, squeeze inward. Think shoulders towards your chin here. Cleavage. Out, 2, 3, 4. Make sure as you go out, you don't bend the elbows. Okay? We're not dropping into a press. Bending the elbows right like this makes it easier. We want that weight to get way far away from the body and then have to make the muscle pull it back towards the midline of the body. Exhale, pull. Out, 2, 3, 4, pull. Now you may notice, you might think, my God, is she ever going to stop? I do a lot more reps because I tend to be working with lighter weights than I normally would. And so if you have lighter weights than what you do in class, you're going to have to increase the number of repetitions that you're doing. However, if you start to find, wow, I haven't been doing anything for a couple of weeks, and you're done, and I'm still working away here, go ahead, take a break, do what you feel comfortable doing. Exhale. I was just trying to provide you a template by videoing this so that you've got something to work off of. Choose the exercises you like doing. Don't do the ones you don't. All right, let's call it on that one. So bring the weights in. I'm going to have you sit on up now. So we've done chest, back, up I come. We're gonna move to upper arms now. Oh, I wanted to do that one while I was lying flat. We'll come back to that one. So how about we work your biceps? Now you can stay in a seated position just like this, leaning forward. You know we've done that in the chair. I'm gonna stand because again, if you're standing, your stomach has to work a little bit to give you support. So we're gonna roll our shoulders back and down. We're gonna work through a couple of different sets of biceps here. We're gonna start by locking in the upper arm to the rib cage, palms are forward. Notice I've got them pretty straight. I'm gonna relax, open my hands. If you close them, just make sure you don't super grip them. Shoulders back and down. Let's just do a regular curl. We come up towards the shoulders and then lower down. Okay, so keep the upper arm tight. Let's do 2 counts up. We come up, 2, and down, 2. Exhale up, inhale down. Notice you don't break the wrist. You keep your wrist firm. You also have to suck your belly button in here. Okay, up, 2. What I don't want to be doing is pushing my butt back and rocking it all. My whole body should stay quiet as I control the movement of the weight up and down. Exhale up, inhale down, up, 2, down, 2, up, 2. Okay, I'm gonna add another exercise for the biceps. We've done this before. Let's bring the palms facing each other. I'm gonna take my feet a little wider. You can push the weights together or keep them separate. Bring the heel of the weight to your chest. So come up, 2, down, 2, up, 2, down, 2. Exhale up, inhale down. Oops, you got it. Up, 2, down, 2. Up, 2, down. 2 more like this. Pull, pull, release, release. 1 more. All right, so now turn your palms towards me. Upper arms still locked in. We're gonna cross the right weight towards our left chest and then the opposite arm. You ready? Here we go. Cross, release, cross, release, cross, release, cross, release. Now again, look how still I'm trying to keep that upper body. So the only thing that's helping me move this weight right now is that upper arm. That's pulling across and releasing. Pulling across, release. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. 8, 7, breathe. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alrighty, so we're going to go to the back of the upper arm. And I'm going to do this one lying down again. So this is called a skull crusher. I know we've done this in class, usually in an inclined position on the chair, which isn't always highly comfortable. Lying flat, again, you can do this lying flat on a bed, lying flat on the floor. If you have a bench for your kitchen table or something, that's fine. I've got the old coffee table here that moves around, which is nice. And I want to stay with the same weights that I used for my upper arm. So again, you could be doing this with soup cans. If Lucy's following this, she has wrist weights. That works fine for this as well. And I'm going to go into that same layback position. And just keep in mind, triceps, back of the upper arm, takes a bent elbow and straightens it. So the weights always want to go to the floor. And we're always trying to push them to the ceiling. That's the thing to remember. Depending on your shoulder mobility here, your weights will set up a little bit differently. But we go again into this lie back position. All right? You can keep your heels supported, that's fine. I'm going to start with my upper arm nice and close to the sides of my body. Elbows are bent. Exhale, push the weights up. Now the difference here is when we do a chest press, we start with the weights right above our chest. What I'd like you to do, if you can, is line your elbows up over your shoulders. So now when I bend my elbows, the weights will come down towards my ears on either side of my head. So I'm going to lower them down, they come towards my ears. I exhale, press back up. Down, 2, 3, 4, exhale, press. The key here, don't wiggle wobble your elbows back and forth. Set the elbows and keep them there. They do not move. So once I've got the elbows set over my shoulders, I should be able to see my elbows through the entire exercise. You can watch your elbows and see, are they moving around or are they staying right above my shoulder? If you have enough mobility, you can move the elbows slightly back. That's going to lower the weights a little bit more behind your head. That's going to be harder for the muscle. Okay? So again, it's what you feel comfortable doing, how much mobility you have. So either the elbows straight over your shoulders, weights lowering down by your ears, or the elbows migrate back a little bit, and now the weights will lower behind your head. Exhale, press to the ceiling. Down, 2, 3, 4, push. Down, 2, 3, big exhale, push to the ceiling. Down, 2, 3, 4, push. 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 Now if you start to really struggle here, you can push the weights together and press them up together. Kind of have one arm help out the other. It's a little bit of a cheat, but if it helps you finish it out, still getting the work in, that's okay. Exhale, press. Down, 2, 3, 4, push. 2, 3, 4, push. How many more? How about 6? Down, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, ready, big exhale. Push for 4. Big, big, big push. 3. Ready, here we go again. 2. And 1. How about you bring that in? Now we're going to go ahead and sit it on up again. Let's go to shoulders. So we've got shoulders, abdominals. You're done. Alrighty, so I'm going to grab my lighter hand weights here. Now, if you all remember, you've got 3 different major shoulder muscles. Your deltoids work the front, the middle, and the back of the shoulder. So we're going to work on the back here. This is the one where we look like birds trying to open our wings, but you really need to keep in mind what muscle group you're working. So if you're trying to work the back of the shoulder, you need to be leaning forward so that as you lift the weight, it's the back of the shoulder that's lifting it. You can do this seated, heels out past your knees, lean slightly forward. You're going to let your arms hang straight down from your shoulders. And then I want you to turn your palms back and move your arms slightly back towards your table you're sitting on. Then as you slightly bend your elbows, you're going to just hide the weights behind your calves. Looking down at your toes, you're going to think the pinky. Your pinky should be right on the ends here by the end of the weight. You're going to try to take those to the ceiling. So we're going to open, down, 2, 3, 4. Open, down, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, down, 2, 3, 4. Pinkies to the ceiling, 2, 3, 4. So quick here, slowly down. Quick here, slowly down. You need to be leaning forward. Remember, weights go down towards the floor. The muscle pulls it up towards the ceiling. Exhale, open. Exhale, open. Breathe through. 7, 6, 5. You had enough, stop. 4, 3. Here we go. 2 and 1. Nice job. Put a hand on each of your knees. How about you sit on up? You can remain seating or stand up. I'm going to work mine standing up, feet hip width apart. Roll my shoulders back and down. I'm going to straighten out my wrists. I'm going to be lifting straight out to the side here as we do the middle deltoid. So we're going to exhale, lift no higher than the shoulders, down, 2, 3, 4. Lift. Down, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lift. So we keep the wrists nice and straight. Lift. Down, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Inhale. Make sure you're not hunched up. You've got those shoulder blades pulled back and down. You're standing nice and tall. If you can get any kind of a reflection in your TV or wherever you're watching this in front of a mirror, check to make sure that you're not lifting higher then the shoulder. Exhale. 3, 4, ready? Exhale. 3, 4. So quicker on the way up. There's your little pause. And slow on the way down. Control it down. 6, down, 2, 3, 4. 5, down, 2, 3, 4. 4, down, 2, 3. You're almost there. 3, 3. Here's 2. And 1. Nice job. Alrighty, so now softly bend your elbows. So you'll see the difference here. My arms are straight. I'm just going to bend them. It brings the weights right in front of my hips. And you're going to lift them both straight out in front of you, not higher than your shoulders. So we'll lift up and hold. We're going to lower on one side. Exhale, lift. Lower on the other side. Exhale, lift. And down. Now, make sure you've got your bum tucked under as you move through this. Don't stick your butt out. Squeeze those hips under. Nice tight glutes. All right, so clench your bum. That's going to help keep those hips tucked under in neutral position. That helps protect our lower back. Makes us have to kind of suck that belly button in. Lift and hold. So we've got the middle of the core nice and supported. 4 and up. Down, 2, 3, 4. Right back up. Hold. Lower on the right. Bring it up. Lower on the left. Bring it up and down. We have 2 more sets. Ready? Right back up. Up. Lower on the right. Pull it up. Lower on the left. Pull it up. They both come down. Last set. Ready? Exhale, lift. On the right. And up. On the left. And up. And on down. Alrighty. So let's go ahead. Put the weights down. I'm going to give you some floor exercises to do for abdominals. Now, if you really have a difficult time going to the floor, you can always feel free to do this on a pad that's on a coffee table. That would work. I'm going to work it on the floor, and we're going to do a set of abs that'll be working mainly top, then bottom, then full front, and then we'll work the sides. I'm going to pause this for a second, so there'll be a little edit as I make sure I can film it.